Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Episode 3 of Hawkeye, and we get, I guess this girl's name is Echo. I don't know this character. It's a character in the comics. Does she have powers?
That would help.
Does she have like abilities? Because she seems to be just like Kate. I learned karate when I was 6, so that means I can beat the living hell out of men 3 times my size.
None of that. She's deaf, so she can't hear anything, and she has only one leg. I mean, come on, really?
I don't know. I'm gonna try to use guns or stuff like that, or if she has powers, like maybe she's able to do like kind of like a Daredevil situation where she can feel the vibrations and know where people are at.
She's got maybe a little extra strength or something.
But because of right now, the first 10 minutes of this episode is awful. We just see again the whole Kate Bishop story. I'm a girl, and that means I got powers because I'm a girl, and this boy tries to beat me, but I'm a girl, and being a girl means I'm a girl, and you have girl powers.
That's it. It's literally just what it is.
Right, because they didn't even show her get like special training. I understand if like maybe
she went to one karate class.
Right, I can understand if like her father had like, oh, you're gonna train with this person. That's like, you know, you can tell that he's a freaking bad A, or she's the bad A.
Yeah,
nothing like that.
So like we get this whole like backstory with her dad, and he's like trying to talk to her about like she's like, oh, she like believes in dragons and like, oh, be strong and you have to live in 2 worlds because you have to live in the world of where everyone who doesn't use sign language and who can hear, and you have yours. I get that, but we're supposed to care about her. I don't care.
I don't even know her.
I don't know you. I don't care.
This is the problem too with a lot of modern writers. They rush things. They're rushing through this whole lady's life, and we don't know who she is.
And she's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
Right. Because in the past stories, and when you do stories like this, you find out later what happens. You know, this is like right off the bat. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, feel bad for her. Feel bad for her.
And I don't.
Right. Again, it's always nice to let those things slowly develop, little by little.
I guess the actual actress is who has missing a leg and she's deaf, like in real life, and that's why they got her, because no one can pretend to be deaf because you're an actor and you don't pretend to be things.
Yeah, no.
See, that's what I don't understand. The guy Jeremy Renner is not a real superhero.
No.
So I don't get this idea that you have to be exactly what the character is, but then there's things that are beyond fantastical, and there's like I don't understand why that's important. You can pretend to be deaf.
Right.
Real actors can do that.
You can pretend to be a million things.
Yeah.
It's you're paid to do. You pretend to be things. And people are saying this lady's going to get a spinoff show. This is insane. She's boring as hell. Because from what we can see from here, her whole entire life is just revenge.
Right.
Yeah. So, there's some like big kid during karate class, and she just beats him. I don't get it. So that's all the backstory we need for her to be an absolute ninja badass. She beat some kid in karate one time.
Right, no special training, some
she
powers.
She wouldn't train with the hand or anything like that. Nothing. It's just she beat some kid in karate once.
Regular karate, not some underground thing, not some special force thing.
She's missing a leg. I don't know. Is there a UFC fighting tournament with people with missing limbs? And are they amazing fighters?
Women are already weak enough. I'm not going to sound bad here, but they're not stronger than men. They're not. And then you have her minus a leg. She has no power at all. She can't kick.
Unless she has a power we don't know about. She's like an inhuman or something. We don't know. It's beyond...
I would believe it, but I don't think she does, though.
So, like, the first 10 minutes of this is just that you feeling bad for this girl for no reason. But then you see that, I guess she grows up, and this is still in the past. I guess Hawkeye, as Ronin, killed her father because he's part of the bad guys. He's a bad guy. So she tries to like save his life, but the dad's like, I'm dead. I got a sword to the chest. I'm dying. So I guess she became the leader, and that's who the lady we saw at the end of the last episode is. Her.
Yeah.
So that's her quick little backstory.
And we're supposed to feel bad about.
I'm supposed to feel bad that her dad dying. He's a criminal. I don't give a crap.
Right, and that's the thing too. But again, if we were to slowly build it up, because then how nice would it be when they had conversations like, "Why are you going after Ronan? Why do you care so much?" Then we would have saw this like maybe episode 5 or 6. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they rushed it. And here's the thing: Ronan wasn't killing drug dealers or guys that were stealing things. These guys are doing some pretty bad stuff. Your dad's a bad man. I don't feel bad for you.
I don't need
You lived a dangerous life and you died dangerously. That's just how it happens.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
So we get back to them being trapped inside that, just where they were last time. They were trapped inside this little place, and they're just like messing with them.
Yeah.
And then you see Hawkeye just sitting there like, I was trying to avoid all this. And then of course she's being snarky with Hawkeye, and he's like, I came here to clear your name. If you'd have just stayed away, I could have done this. And you would have been safe, and I could have been home with my family. But you wanted to stalk around, and you fell through the roof. And, we get kind of the MCU funny stuff. Like, the guy's, like, fighting with his girlfriend, and then he's, like, talking to Kate Bishop about it. Like, he bought concert tickets, but she wants to take her sister, and he was supposed to go with her, but he really wanted to go. And it's like, but she doesn't even like the band, so you bought a gift for you. And you gave it to your girlfriend thinking, oh, she's going to take me, so, I got her a gift and I got what I wanted.
Right.
No, you guys are both wrong. She should have took you, and you should have got her something she actually wanted. But, like, why is this important?
Not at all.
No,
it's funny.
It's like Kate's trying to, like, see, I'm trying to get communication with them or whatever. And
I just love the disgust in Hawkeye's face. He's like...
He's just bored.
Yeah.
He's just laying there like, whatever, I want to talk to the boss. So I want to talk to these idiot lackeys. And I like the fact he's just not listening to her. 90% of the time he's like, Kate talks so much, and then Hawkeye just doesn't. He just doesn't care.
And even in this, and then one of the underlings go, hey, does she talk like this all the time? He pretty much, yeah. He goes, she never shuts up.
Constant talking.
So the boss comes out and she sees his earpiece, his hearing aid, and she's like signs, and he knows a little bit of signing because remember he was doing that with the sign.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I have a hearing aid. It wasn't.
I'm hard of hearing, but I'm not deaf.
I can still talk. And then she's like, oh, you depend too much on your technology. And he's like, yeah,
I use a bow and arrow.
I use a bow and arrow. It's 2 sticks and a string, so I don't know how much technology I depend on. Then they're like, well. He's like, she's not the Ronin. She's just a kid who put on the suit. She had no idea what was going on. Well, where is Ronin? Well, he's dead. Well, who killed him? Well, Black Widow killed him.
And then one guy goes, oh, how convenient. Two people that are dead.
Yeah, two, they're both dead. He's like, how do you know that? Because I was there. Technically. This is the whole Darth Vader killed my father thing. Because technically when Black Widow showed up and told him to come back into the fold of being an Avenger, she technically killed the Ronin because he wasn't the Ronin anymore. It's so stupid.
Yeah, like just saying Darth Vader killed Anakin.
Yeah. Whatever.
And then we had a moment where crazy lady goes choking people.
Because she's like, no, she is the Ronin. And then she walks up to her and just grabs her by the throat and starts choking Kate. And Kate's like, oh my God.
And I guess the other guy, I think it's her brother, said, hey, stop. What are you doing? Don't do this.
Yeah, and then Kate's like, I have no idea. I was just trying to get out of the auction. I don't know what the suit is. And you can see the fear in her eyes. Yeah, Kate, you're about to die. And I come. We got Hawkeye's looking at her, not necessarily concerned, but he's almost like, Kate, is this what you want? This is the life you want. This is what you want to be, a superhero. And she's like shaking. And then he's like, hey, don't be scared right now.
Don't be scared. Where's that confident girl I know?
Yeah, the overconfidence.
The overconfidence. Show me that.
Show me that right now, because if you're scared, they're gonna keep digging into you. You gotta show confidence. And he's like, hey, wait for my signal, and then I'm gonna do something and get out of here. He just does it right then and there and takes off. She's like, what the hell? You even give me a second to even think about it. So he's running to the warehouse, and it's funny because she's like, oh my God, how did you do that? How do I get out of this? She's trying to like work the thing. She doesn't even know how to get out of this thing. Then we get a decent action scene, Hawkeye's jumping around. I guess they're in an abandoned KB toy store of all places.
And stuff, yeah.
So he's able to kind of fight his way through these guys, and he gets to his bow and arrow. It's like, he just so happened to find it. Like, did he know it was in that room?
I guess maybe he did, because they did leave it in the top office, I guess.
Yeah, it's like in the main like office area, so he's able to get to his...
Then he ends up finding Echo.
And then Echo's able to like kind of whoop his ass. With one leg? With one leg? Did Hawkeye one leg?
The only thing I see is she does break his earpiece, so maybe he had the equilibrium.
Yeah,
it wasn't used to it just yet. Yeah.
What? Guys, someone please tell me in the comments that she has powers. Please.
If she does, that would help so much.
If she has no powers, and she's just like Kate Bishop, and she's just the power of being a girl.
And again, I will say this, in one leg, there's no way you can
look at all these moves. Is okay, I understand the lady really is missing a leg. To my understanding, she really does have a prosthetic leg. So this is a stunt double, right?
Have to be.
So I think that's kind of lame though, right? If you're gonna push all this thing, it's a lady one leg. Give me a stunt double guy with one leg doing the moves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that's like a big thing. So she's able to like kind of beat the hell out of him. But he gets his bow and arrow back and just pins her to the wall. And I'll be at this point, I'm like, I could have killed you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could have killed you. And I should have killed you. I should have put a freaking arrow in your freaking throat. But he like just pins her to the wall. And we get badass Hawkeye move. He jumps out the window, shoots the arrow at Kate just enough to like break her thing.
But he hits her brother in the ear a little bit and clips him.
But he does it as he's spinning and jumping out of a window.
That's
And I like the
so
fact that Kate's like, oh my god, this guy is... I
Really
couldn't do
good.
that. There's no way. Kate's a good archer from a standing position, maybe on horseback while moving. She couldn't jump out of a window and do this. Not in a million years.
Right, because all he has to go off of his memory of like where they were.
Yeah.
And the fact is that he broke the tape and didn't even scratch her.
Yeah.
That's how good he
knew
was.
exactly what then he was like, whoa. Like she even was like, dang, that was a hell of a move.
That was a
But
shot.
and it's funny because they're like, again, in this toy store, so there's like, it's like this big ball pit. It's like they're like inside of it. Oh jeez. It's so stupid. But Kate kind of takes him out. Okay, it was a quick move. He wasn't looking. Okay, I can buy that. But they get into their little fight. Oh my goodness. Hawkeye stabs these two dudes in the feet with the arrows.
He's
kills
so
some
cool.
dudes. He
Yeah, he
kills some
has
dudes.
to. He
Oh,
has
yeah.
to at this point.
He's killing dudes. But like Kate's fighting, I don't know. Her fighting isn't as impressive. Like she like hits him with the basket and like he
I
falls
know,
into it. It's so
quite
late.
silly.
You go to like you see Hawkeye doing his thing, and you see her doing her thing, and hers is almost like silliness.
Like comical.
Yeah.
And he's actually being a bad,
Yeah, he's
bad
beating the crap out of people. Like she like totally trips him up and he falls in the basket. Then she does this move. How much power does this little slide move have?
None.
She would go and bounce right off him. What are you doing? There wasn't enough energy in that slide to knock over
Unless you
anybody.
had like a knife shoe or something where you're cutting someone, what would that do?
It would do nothing.
It would
That's
do-
why I was in slow mo, because in real speed it would have been just
You're
like
hey,
yeah.
what the heck are you doing?
But then she's like, "Oh, I had him," and then he's like, "No, you didn't." Whatever. Then they're trying to escape, and then we get a really cool car chase scene. She wanted to steal the Challenger, it's a badass car. He steals like this piece of crap, like 1980 Oldsmobile, but his hearing is out, so he can barely kind of maybe read lips a little bit, kind of barely hear. But he's trying to get this car started. She's like, "Come on, let's steal this car." He's like, "No, just get in this one." And the whole time she's trying to talk to him. He's like, "I can't hear you. Just get in the car. I need you to drive."
I need you to drive. And
She doesn't know how to drive.
Yeah.
But if you lived in New York City and all you ever did was take subways and taxis,
You
why
wouldn't.
would you ever learn how to drive?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah, so it's like she's like, oh, whatever. So they get up, they start to take off, and then we get a single take action scene where the
Which is
camera
cool.
just keeps rotating. It's a cool shot. Some of the stuff you can tell is very computer, like some of the car crashing and stuff like that, but it's a really cool shot. I like it. It's interesting. It's like if there was a cameraman in the back seat. It's a cool
While
scene.
they're playing Christmas music.
Yeah, because he can't hear.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of like, just kind of driving. And she's like, "Oh, I need to get these arrows, these trick arrows." He's like, "Okay, you're not using that one. You're not using that one
And
because
it was really dangerous.
this was super dangerous." And she's like, "Come on, I can do this. Just let me help." He's like, okay, you can use this one. And they're all kinds of like funky arrows.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a goop arrow and stuff like that. It's like a Play-Doh arrow. But it worked. It covered up the freaking windshield. So I just think that Hawkeye's like, "I don't want you to kill anyone," but she totally kills someone.
Oh
Like,
yeah, she uses
killed-
an explosive arrow
later on. Like,
yeah,
you killed those dudes.
yeah.
But I like this action scene. It's cool. It's very chaotic, but it's awesome. One thing, she's hanging out the window, like shooting the bow and arrow, and Hawkeye's doing all these hard turns. She would flew out the car.
Well, not only that, there's glass in that window too. You'd be cutting yourself up.
She would have flew out of the car.
Oh yeah.
Like she would have just flown. Like one of those hard turns. You don't get the
that.
whole
That's
run.
a movie.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's a cool action scene. They're trying to get away, and it's just kind of like you get the funny banter and everything. And yeah, she shoots a explosive arrow. Those guys in that truck are dead because it blows up and then flips over and rolls like 6 times.
Yep.
They're dead.
She killed like 2 guys.
She
there.
killed at least 2 dudes.
Don't worry, I saw the parachutes.
Yeah, you see them in the background. It's like all like.
Not like the one arrow that the Christmas trees they all connect together.
Yeah, it was like a hook shot octopus thing, and
Yeah.
it like pulled everything in. But I thought that was pretty cool. He hands her an acid arrow. She's like, "Take out the lamppost." Boom, boom, boom. She's able to do it. Super cool. She's a great archer. I just like how you see that skill gap where, yeah, Hawkeye's been doing this for 20 years, which is longer than you've been alive.
Yep.
And he's able to pin people to walls and stuff. I don't think she can do that.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, Oliver Queen would be jealous of some of these arrows.
They're super cool. But they get onto the bridge, and then the big kind of bridge chase scene or whatever. Super cool. And she shoots the arrow, and it's just like a sticky arrow, like a boop. And she's like, "What the hell was that?
Okay.
What kind of lame arrow is this?" But they get like head to head, and then the cars are right next to each other, so she's able to get her bow and arrow back. I thought that was like, okay. That was like a
Kinda
convenient
lame,
way
yeah.
for her to get her bow back so they can have together.
Mm.
Then we get it actually like a super cool scene I thought was pretty awesome. She shoots an arrow in there, but it's like a gas arrow. Of course, it's purple.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Then they get caught up in traffic. So where they're going to escape to. And then they're running a truck at him. Like, oh my goodness, they're going to ram us. He's like, here's an arrow. I need you to shoot it up and over. Like, I want you to shoot it to where it's going to land on them. So aim high. And then I have my arrow. And then, on my mark, she's like, what do you mean? I just one arrow. I'm not going to be able to take this guy out. Super cool. She shoots her arrow up and high like in a big arc. And then you see Hawkeye's arrow and it has like a big tip on it. Like, what is it? And you see this says Pym on it. I'm like, oh, awesome. Freaking Pym arrow. Turns the arrow to a huge arrow and it slams into the bridge. I'm like,
They connect together.
so imagine a giant pole in the middle of the freaking bridge now that's an arrow now. So that was pretty dope. That was a hella cool
That was
shot.
cool. He's like, wow. Then she goes, that was awesome.
That was pretty dope. I thought that was super cool. But then they're not shooting to kill. So they're basically you do a run and they jump off and do the whole arrow thing. But I love the fact that you see Kate looks absolutely scared out of her
Because she
mind.
would be.
And then, Hawkeye's just like doing it.
Yeah.
Then she like grabs on and they swing onto the under part and they get on the
subway, yeah.
Yeah. So they get into the subway and they're sitting there and I like how Kate keeps talking, but then Hawkeye's talking, but they're not having a conversation because he can't hear her.
No.
Right.
He's
They're
like-
kind of mimicking each other a little bit.
Because she's like, yeah, we got to walk the dog. Oh my goodness, the dog's been cooped up this whole entire time. It's like, you know what? You're right. And she'd think that he's talking. He's like, you are one of the world's greatest archers. She's like, really? We got to go walk that dog. And it's like, basically the beginning of the
he's been in
conversation.
that room all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. Whatever. They get back to the place. But what do they do now? Okay, you have the tracksuit mafia after you. They're going to want to kill you. They have you connected to Ronin. They think Kate's Ronin or Kate knows Ronin. They want to kill everyone. She wants revenge. They're in a quagmire of crap now.
Right. And then we get a really touching
This is the
moment.
best scene in the whole entire series
Yes,
so far.
So far.
Hawkeye, he has like an ice pack on his head, and we're hearing the way he does, so it's all like hums. His phone starts going off. Tries to answer it, and he's like trying to talk, and it's like a bad video footage he can't see. And he's like, he thinks he's talking to his wife, and then
Right.
Kate walks in. She's like, "Oh, it's a little boy. Oh, it's my son.
Right. And
Hey, buddy,
because he woke
you
up
can't-"
early, so he took his mom's phone to call.
Yeah.
So he thought, oh, it's my wife, because it said the wife's name on it.
Then she's like, she's having to write down what he's saying, and he's just like pretending to like hear.
Yeah.
Oh, you got up early. Hey, buddy, let mama sleep. It's don't
Go
make
read
anyone
a
up.
book or
Eat
something.
some breakfast, little guy. And then he's like, well, it's movie night tomorrow night. You're gonna be there. He's like, oh, a movie marathon. Remember all this shit that they listed off?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it, little man. I'm sorry. Maybe a couple more days. And he's breaking his heart because he just wants to be a dad. And Kate's like,
It's kind of my fault.
I pulled you into this, and I made this giant mess. And
And he goes, I'll be there for ugly sweater day.
yeah,
or whatever.
then he wrote down, oh, it's okay, Dad. You're gonna miss Christmas. It's okay. And he's
Yeah.
like, and then even Kate's like, oh, that's a heartbreaker. That's such a. Then he's like, no, I'm gonna be there. I promised. I'm gonna be there for Christmas, and I'm gonna wrap up the work I have to do, and I'm gonna be there. Just wait for Mama to wake up, and everything will be fine. It's a heartbreaker. This whole scene's a heartbreaker because he can't even hear his son.
Right.
Can't even hear him. And he's doing all this, and it's your fault. Okay, look at that look on her face. She knows it's her fault.
Yep.
She feels like actual trash because she should feel like trash.
I'm at least with Kate Bishop. They're showing vulnerability, showing sorry, and it's showing please forgive me. Kind of like I'm sorry I put you through this. At least showing some of that.
Because like the kid his son already in his heart realized my dad's not gonna be there for Christmas.
Right, because it's happened so many times.
And it's like, and then he's trying his best to like cheer up his boy.
Yeah.
And all he wanted to do was hang out and have a good Christmas with his kids. That's all he wanted.
That's why he went to New York in the first place.
Freaking sucks, man. But then, I like how Kate has to kind of figure that out. Like, oh man, I did mess up a lot.
Right.
Get back to the tracksuit mafia guys. They're getting out of there. The guy, her like interpreter. I don't know if this is her boyfriend or her brother. Is it her brother?
I think it's her brother.
Is it her brother?
I think so. I
don't think so. I don't think they're related. I think he's just like the dad's other like number one.
Yeah.
Like he was close to the dad. He's like, you're being too reckless. Your dad never would have done this. well, and she gets all the things like, yeah, your dad put the crew first. You're putting us in danger.
Yeah, because he said your father, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh, but who's in charge now?
You're messing with an Avenger. You didn't realize that, right?
And he's
what
like,
are you doing?
yeah, you're in charge. Yeah, but he's like, you're making mistakes here because you're running off revenge. You're trying revenge. It's gonna.
And Uncle's not gonna like this.
Yeah, so we're thinking the Uncle's Kingpin.
I'm pretty sure it's Kingpin
because we saw a guy with a big hand.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's Kingpin. When you search for revenge, you dig 2 graves. You're gonna get your revenge, but you're gonna die too. You're gonna F up your whole entire life. Then they're waiting outside of some shop. I'm like, what's going on? Whatever. I guess Kate knows this lady can fix things. It's weird.
It's
some Chinese restaurant or whatever. And then she's like, oh, can you fix this? And cash only. So she fixes Hawkeye's hair.
But you had a good suggestion, Chris. Why couldn't it have been the night nurse? How cool
would that have been?
That'd have been cool.
Come on, let's get some more of these connections. That'd have been tight.
Exactly.
I would have loved it. So they fix his hearing aid and they're just having lunch or whatever. And I like the fact that Kate keeps talking. He had his hearing aid out. He doesn't want to hear her. That's so funny.
Because again, just like that mobster said, she just constantly needs to talk. Like, oh my goodness, like.
But she's trying to connect everything. She's like, well, we're kind of in this together. And, then she's like talking about like, oh, you need to like, again, she's with the branding. Oh, I'm going to design your costume. She draws like a little kid. I love it. I love the fact she draws like she's 10 years old. She basically draws like the original Hawkeye costume.
All purple.
With the age on the head, the little wings on the eyes.
It's like, oh, because you're like a hawk, so you have like wings or feathers.
And he's like, oh my God, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I would never wear that. 1, because I'm supposed to be a ghost. I don't want anyone to see me. 2, my wife would divorce me if I dressed like this. And 3, I ain't nobody's role model. I don't want to be. I'm not. Then she kind of says like, yes, you are. Look what you're doing right now. You didn't have to come and save me. You came to help me, a complete, utter stranger, because you thought I was in danger.
It kind of reminds me of the Logan thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to do, but I got to do this. It's a hero. I got to.
And he kind of blames himself because he was Ronin. If he was never Ronin, that suit wouldn't have been there. She would never have been there.
That's true.
Right.
And then she even goes, so you know who Ronin is, right? He's really close.
You have to protect him. He's like, yes.
Yes,
I think I know him very well. You can say I shave him every morning.
Yeah, he's going to be like Obi-Wan. Of course I know him. He's me.
Yeah, I know that dude. It's me.
Yeah, he just says it. No, he doesn't.
But I do like the fact she's like, we're in this together, we're a team, and then the bill comes like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to pay for this. I don't have any money.
My mom cancels all my credit cards. Well, then get some cash out, you stupid.
You forget to help me out. He's like, you got to name this dog. Little Caesar, that would have been awesome because he eats pizza. Yeah. That would have been amazing. You should have been Little Caesar.
Well, I don't get Cambridge has like 3 plates. Like, come on now. Jeez, that's a lot of food there.
But it's breakfast, so it's probably like toast and a bagel. But I love that suit. That's just lovely. And he's like, yeah, nobody. But when you do good things and you're a hero, but he guys explained that to her. He's like, there's a lot of things. Sacrifices you're going to make. Look what happened with my family right now. That's sacrifice you make to be this kind of life.
You could even brought up what happened. You just got choked out. Almost got choked out.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't plenty games.
And you killed those dudes.
Yeah.
Well, and also he's looking at the long term because he's thinking like, because maybe Clint, when he first started this out, maybe he wasn't
felt the
married.
same way.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't married.
Yeah, they kind of said that too.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, see, Kate, you're starting out beginning. What if you do find someone? What if you do find a husband? You have kids. Oh, great. Now, mommy's got to go to work.
She's a
lesbian or wife.
Because everyone wants her to be a lesbian with the Echo Girl. That's what the whole internet's about. That or with whoever.
Well, that's not proven.
Remember, every female character in television and media is a lesbian till they prove that they're bisexual. Then they have to really prove that they're straight. So they start at lesbian. So she's a lesbian now.
That's insane.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
And then the world of comics, women are about 95% lesbian. Because like in real life. I mean like 4%. But then they kind of start walking. He has that whole explanation about like this kind of life you want to live, and then but it comes with a cool costume. It's so stupid. You don't need to have a cool costume,
right?
But then she brings up the whole thing of like, her father stepfather to be. Oh, he is involved in this. I know he was at the auction. He gave me a butterscotch. He's like, what the hell does that even mean?
He's like, yeah, it's suspicious, but not like proof. Like
what we were saying the last episode, that doesn't mean anything.
And he blocked a shot, parried a move, and he's like,
You try to
stab him? Okay.
She's like, well, we're gonna break into my mom's apartment. She has access to all the Bishop defense security things, and they have backgrounds on everybody. So they're gonna break into the house and do that. They get to the house. I guess her great grandfather built that building, so that's why they had that super nice apartment.
And that's why the dad didn't want to sell it.
Yeah. But then, like, Hawkeye's walking around. He's like, damn, actually, I'm in the wrong business, man. I can have a place like this. But she breaks, since it's like the house computer, they're able to get into the files. Like, oh, look up that guy's name is Kazi.
Kazi, I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
so look up this guy. He's working for some company, and he's like, that company sounds familiar. So we're getting some more pieces, some more clues. Then she's looking up the fiance. Then it locks him out.
Yeah, everything's locked out.
So I was like, oh, maybe see, because why wouldn't the mom already look into him?
Yeah, because I understand, like, you know, I just out of curiosity.
You have the ability to look into someone's background. You're not gonna look up your boyfriend or girlfriend.
There's a thing, fun. but this is a marriage to probably get something. I guarantee he doesn't care about this
She's using
guy.
him. I guarantee that's what it is.
Yep.
If it turns out the mom was just an idiot, that's gonna be so stupid.
It's gonna really be disappointing because I'm like, you didn't once look into it. You didn't even question anything he was doing.
I do want to see a scene where the mom goes to Kate, don't you realize I just want this man's money? I don't love him. I don't ever find crap about him.
Or even just, maybe not even money, just prestige, whatever, title, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, and funny enough, Hawkeye, he hears him, so he's walking around like, who's here?
But then we see the running sword, and it's the fiance. So he thinks someone just broke into their house.
Right. So I know they're trying to set it up to like he's the bad guy, but really, in all
they're the bad
honesty,
guys.
You're the bad guys. You broke into my house.
Got a B&E.
Right.
Entering.
And since he doesn't have guns, he has swords. He's gonna be like, yeah.
But he's like, oh, that's my sword. He's like, no, he didn't say that, but that's what it was.
But end of the episode. Besides that,
first 10 minutes was awful.
Oh, I love this character. Get the hell out of here. Get this. She's not horrible, but she's not great either. She's just a girl who has disabilities. She's a person of color, and that's all they need. That's all they need. Nothing else matters.
Right. And also, no suspense, no building up. Sorry to quote from another thing. It doesn't build so much suspense. We're like, hey, here's the bad guy. Oh, the bad guy's here. Like, well, great. Well, give me some time to build this up.
If she has superpowers, that would help immensely.
Yeah.
Yes, that would
help a lot. But I don't think she does.
And the motivation would have been more secret. It would have helped out a lot because we're gonna be like, man, what's driving her to be this crazy about the Ronin? Like, as soon as she hears that name,
they show the dad's death right away.
Yeah, now we know. So it's like, oh.
You notice how, like, in Boba Fett, they didn't give away everything about his past, how it led up to that, how they're going to show.
Yeah, we knew everything about this Echo Girl.
Yeah, everything within
but
the
no
first
one's
5
called
minutes.
her that yet. I don't think anyone ever. Again, is it one of those names where no one calls the superhero that name?
I guess, or the villain, yeah.
Yeah, because technically, like, even in Black Widow, do they even call it Taskmaster?
No, I think it was called the Taskmaster Protocol.
Yeah.
And I think they might have called Taskmaster one time.
Oh, God, what a good movie, but what a waste of a character.
And it was a man doing all the stunts in that movie the whole entire time. Yeah. So, yeah, woman who took the helmet off, she looked like she was wearing a spacesuit. Anyways, not a bad episode. 3 episodes in. It's the weakest Marvel series so far.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that. WandaVision. It's pretty close.
WandaVision, because at the end of it, we learned WandaVision was the worst because of the way it ended.
Yeah.
But, this is okay so far.
It's just okay. Not bad.
No.
Crimson's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.